Alright. I think I've got everything set up. So let's pop into Now Live. In theory, everything should be working. Yeah, I think this is good. So, more likely than not, this is going to end up being a video recording, and so I'm mostly talking to my video audience. Hi, video audience. This was recorded on Twitch. I've got a Twitch now. Maybe someday I will figure out how to YouTube simulcast, but right now, not focusing on that. I'm just going to learn this whole setup. Today, we are streaming Pokemon White. So I have never played Pokemon White. I played Pokemon Black, but I never finished it. So we've got it, well, we're just about. So anyway, we've got it basically loaded up. Everything looks like it's probably going to be ready to go. Yeah, there's some settings I probably need to change, but I'm not going to worry about that too much yet. Maybe audio? Yeah, because it's really, really loud for me as I get it ready. Okay, so in theory that should be working just fine. And then all the video or all the audio should be ready to go once we head to go live. Yeah, so like I said, this is my first time playing Pokemon White. I've never really played this version before, and I've never beaten Pokemon Black. We'll see how it goes. I don't know how it's gonna go. I have some ideas about how I want to start off, so like, I mean, right now I don't have any watchers because this is a brand new Twitch and nobody knows I exist, which is fine. So I already know how I'm gonna start off this playthrough. I know what starter we're gonna pick, things like that, but after that, I really don't know. Final thing to note is that I have changed a setting. So in theory, I should now be able to get all of the trade evos. Hopefully that'll be fixed and we're ready to go. So yeah, that is all working. And it looks like, yeah, that's capturing correctly on live too. Perfect, perfect. Okay. Let me double check some things. I need to fix a config. So we're gonna go back to now loading. That way I can just fix this for a moment. Yes, so that is correct. And then I need to make sure that all of my controls... Chat, you are struggling, Stream Elements. I don't know what's going on. That's not what we're playing. And I saved my settings. And Twitch agrees that I've got the right titles. Starting a new adventure in Pokemon White 2. Yeah, that should all be good. So I don't know what the deal is there. Let's make sure that I've got all my keybinds set up. I do. Lovely. Okay. I should play this with a controller, but I cannot be bothered to figure that out. Yeah. Alright, so we're back. We're live. So I think that's N, right? And he's like your rival or something? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I'm keeping all of this. I might end up just re-recording this for the video. But I'd like to at least have this as a note. Yeah, because this is all, like, deep lore. Like, I was not expecting this game to have deep lore. Way back when it first came out when I was in, like, high school. But, you know, that's okay. Alright, so, new game. Let's go. Hi, Juniper. Yep, welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Professor Juniper. Everyone calls me the Pokemon Professor. Yes, they do. Hello, Mincino. That's right, this world is widely inhabited by mysterious creatures called Pokemon. Pokemon have mysterious powers. They come in many shapes and sizes and live in many different places. We humans live happily with Pokemon, living and working together. We complement each other. We help each other out to accomplish different tasks. Having Pokemon battle one another is particularly popular, and it deepens the bonds between people and Pokemon. And that is why I research Pokemon. Cool! Well, that's enough for me. Could you tell me about yourself? Yes. So I always play the dude in Pokemon games with rare exception. So yes, today we are a boy. My name is Jax. J... lower A X. Alrighty. Yes. It's a wonderful name. Well then, I'm going to introduce you to your two best friends. This young man is Sharon. He can be a little difficult, but he's a very honest person. This young woman is Bianca. She's a little flighty, but she works very hard. I think you three have potential, so I'm going to give you a very, very important Pokemon. Jax, the moment you choose the Pokemon that will accompany you on your journey, the story will truly begin. During your journey, you will meet many Pokemon and people with different personalities and points of view. I really hope you find what is important to you in all these travels. Nice. That's right, befriend new people and Pokemon and grow as a person. It's the most important goal in your journey. Let's go visit the world of Pokemon. Okay, good, because there's been a lot of talking. Come on, let's go. Oh, and it's autumn. I don't think I've ever seen this game in autumn. Dee, I love you. Sharon says, Jax, I heard from Professor Juniper. Can we have a Pokemon? What's keeping Bianca? Oh, she's coming. Don't worry about that. Am I a little late again? Sorry. Bianca. I've known for 10 years that you have no sense of time, but seriously. Alright, so I don't want to read all of this because there is a lot of yapping in this game. We're about to get our starter Pokemon. Oh, nice. They're going to give me the first pick. Classic. Alright. Alright. Now, I already know what Pokemon I want. So I'm going to open the gift box. Oh, there's a little note. Yay! Cool. Alright, so we have Grass-type Snivy, Fire-type Tepig, and Water-type Oshawott. Now, when I was little, I really liked Snivy. I thought that he was probably the best, but it was... there was this drought period for a little while there where I just didn't like any of the starters, and this generation was no exception. And when I first saw him, I did not like Oshawott. I thought he was far too baby and too cute, and I did not like him at all. And then, in the Sun and Moon games, I saw his evolution, and I realized he was actually my favorite. So we're gonna go with Oshawott, because he's just so good. Yay. Okay, I'll take this Pokemon. Sharon, that one's yours. I think Sharon gets the Snivy or something? Like, I think Bianca ends up being the easier rival. Yes, yes. Pokemon battle. Yes, let's thrash my room, shall we? Can't even wait to get downstairs. Sure. I feel like this animation style from these games in particular is so iconic. Like, it was when Game Freak finally reached, like, their biggest stride with this kind of style. And I know a lot of people are really upset when they move to like the 3D version that we lost this 2D art, but I don't know, I feel like there's a bigger conversation to be had there. Because it used to be understood that we were doing 2D because 3D wasn't good. Like, 3D just didn't look good, it didn't have a lot going for it. There was a lot of growth in this period in the 3D art form that gave us things like, you know, the Fallout series and, to a limited extent, Elder Scrolls. But really, in like 2010, 2011, I think that 3D games started to really, really look good. And Game Freak has always been kind of hesitant to jump on new trends and bandwagons that they don't understand yet. Which is one of the reasons why Pokemon evolves so slowly. And so I've always kind of figured, at least since I was a kid, that the reason that they didn't go to 3D earlier, outside of, like, you know, the DX games, was that the graphics just were not there for them to be able to tell the kind of stories that they wanted to. And that it would require basically a retooling of their entire workflow, so it wasn't worth the investment. So they focused really, really hard on this kind of 2D style, and it looks amazing. But then, you know, once we get into Gen 6, they kind of revamp their entire workflow and move to that more 3D style, and that's what they've stuck with ever since. As fans coming up during that period of time, we were all really, really excited about this. Like, it was really, really cool. Also, yeah, my room is thrashed. I don't know why we didn't go outside. It's, like, right there. Whatever. And then I think next we're gonna battle Sharon too. But anyway, what I was saying is that as people were coming up during this time, it was, like, on everybody's bucket list. They wanted a good 3D mainline Pokemon game. Everybody was talking about it. That was, like, the big news. And so when Gen 6 came out, it felt like Christmas came early. It was a really big deal. And honestly, we were all kind of surprised at how decent the games looked. Now, I know that there's been a lot of controversy, especially lately, with the quality of their 3D games. It feels like they're backsliding really, really badly. And there's absolutely a conversation to be had there, but it's not... I don't know, like, there's a lot that goes into building a 3D game that there just doesn't into building a 2D game. Like, I've helped build in a 2D game environment, and I don't, like, I barely know how to do anything. This kind of stuff. Like, I can read a little bit of a few programming languages. Don't ask me to actually type anything myself. I can barely give you a hello world. But, you know, like, even I can figure out how to put together, like, 2D graphics packages. 3D is a whole other ballpark. So there's an intense amount of labor there. And it requires you to be rather adaptable, flexible, you know, all those things that Game Freak has kind of shown that they are hesitant to be. They know they're steering a large ship, and if you rock that ship too hard, you're going to feel it way in the back, you know? So, I think there's a lot of people who wish that they had continued with this 2D style because it looks so good and it's so iconic. And I do get that, and I very much respect that. But it's, I don't know. I think that, at the same time, there's kind of only so far that you can go with a 2D environment before you start to run into some, like, walls, some blockers. And I think that they were finding those walls in this generation. Alright, so that rival battle is done with. You made a strange blunder, but if we only have normal types. If I spam A, it's gonna work. Plus, I've got more experience. Like, literally, I've got more experience points. Come on. Sharon says, I'm very sorry about all the trouble, ma'am. Bianca says, well, we can clean up. And somehow our mom just lets it go. I would not. I would not let it go. Alright, so we're gonna go thank Professor Juniper. She's waiting at the research lab. Oh right, Bianca has to go home first. Thanks for having us over. Okay, Bianca's story is an interesting one, and I like it from the outset. We'll talk about it more when we get there. My Jax. Pokemon battles are so lively, aren't they? I could hear the Pokemon's cries down in here. That sure reminded me of my first Pokemon battle. Okay, so your mom, I don't know if she's a trainer or not. I don't know. It feels like the line between a Pokemon trainer and being like a normal person is so thin in this world. Like, because if you, like, in theory, having a Pokemon is like having a pet, you know? Like, you don't have to take it that seriously. Like, there's people who, you know, they have, like, pet shows, and they do, like, you know, dog training and stuff like that, and they make, like, a full career out of it. And then there's a pet owner. And somewhere in there is the line. And I wonder if, like, how much we consider the line in a world like this, you know? I don't know. I have questions. Sharon, but could you... sorry, but can you go to Bianca's house? She's probably spacing out like she usually does. She's totally flighty. You know, that has not been my... Again, we'll get there. I don't think Bianca's flighty, per se. No, 1,000 times no. But I'm a good trainer who's got a Pokemon and everything. I can totally go out on an adventure. Okay, now this is an interesting point, because in most Pokemon games, when you start, you are like 10 years old, 11, some of the games go up to like 12, ooh. In this game, we're like 14 or 15. Like, we are teenagers. So, it's kind of interesting that, like, in this universe, and specifically in Unova, like, they hold you back for so long, I guess. Like, it's an interesting cultural difference. And then there's Bianca. Yeah, her whole situation. So, her dad does not want her to go out on an adventure. And, like, as a 14, 15-year-old girl, like, you do kind of understand it, right? Like, I think if our culture was laid on top of the Pokemon world, nobody would let anybody out of the house until they're, like, 17 or 18. Or 19, you know? Like, get to the end of being a child. But in this universe, like, there's so many cultural differences, and you have to wonder how much of it is just the fact that they have these ultra-powerful creatures. Like, you do get to be just ridiculously strong in this universe. You know? You are very well protected. Alright. We gotta name Oshawott. This is always the hardest part for me. I like to name my Pokemon, but I don't ever have good names for Pokemon. So... you know what? We're gonna name him, we'll name him Oniwa. Why not? Yeah. Yes, I think so. Why am I getting buzzed? Oh, it's because there's an alarm about to come up for a new class. Okay. It's for why I gave you all Pokemon. It's for the Pokédex. I'm astonished. Nice work, Sharon. You've already studied Pokemon extensively, haven't you? Okay, so while she is explaining that, we all know what a Pokédex is, right? Like, we've all been on this planet before. there's so much, like, there's the culture of the Pokemon world that we were talking about earlier. Like, you know, in this universe, it's okay to just let teenagers roam around free along the countryside. In some ways, I feel like this is sort of an idealized world from the perspective of a kid, and you just kind of have to accept that. Like, what kid doesn't want to just be let free and not have to deal with their parents hovering over them all the time? So, like, that is kind of like the wish fulfillment there. But then they bring in so much of the culture of the real world that I think is really interesting, and this series of games in particular does something really strange with the way that it blends the Pokemon culture and like United States culture. You know, it is not lost, I think, on anybody why these games are called Pokemon Black and White, you know, why they focus on truth and ideals, that binary, you know. And I think it's probably not something I just want to ad-lib right now, because it is such a... It was a sensitive topic when these games were released, and it is still even more of a sensitive topic now. And it's much easier for me to organize my thoughts on paper. So I'm not going to ad-lib, but I'll try and point out some things as we play through, you know? Alright, we got the town map. Mama saying goodbye. Or what's left of it, for real. No need for any of you to worry about it. I'm gonna take care of tidying up. Okay. I'll let your parents know. Hope that in addition to Pokemon, and lots of places you like in the Unova region, and become wonderful adults. Have a great trip. Nice! Now to never come back to this town again. Alright. Yeah, we all know how to use a town map. Yes, we're gonna go to Route 1, and I'm trying to remember when you get Pokeballs. I love how they let you walk, like, not even 10 steps. And they're like, yes, let's have another cutscene. Like, I know the modern games get flack for this, but the old games were not better. Like, Gen 4 was when this really got bad, in my opinion. Like, Gen 3 was so easy. You walk out of your house, like, you set the time, you walk out of your house, you maybe go meet the neighbor if you're in, like, Emerald, maybe, and then you walk into a field, you have your Pokemon, and then you speed through things and you leave. Like, you get to actually play the game a lot faster. And this, it feels like they're doing so much info dumping. And it's good for getting new players on board, and I think that that's the perspective we tend to lose touch of, because, I mean, let's presume we're all adults here. So, you know, as adults who are long familiar with these games... Oh, now we're getting a catching tutorial, good. You know, we know all this stuff, and it gets really exhausting to just sort of speed past. But for somebody who is new, and there are a lot of people who come in new to these franchises, you know, time keeps moving on. People get born, and then they get older, and then somebody hands them a video game, right? That is just gonna be the narrative there. So all of this needs, like, this infrastructure needs to exist for new players, but it is exhausting for old players. And I don't think that they've hit a good balance between tutorializing and the story. Like, they're trying, in newer games, they try to blend those two things together. And I think Gen 9 did a better job of it to a certain extent, because it gives you time to, like, meet the characters, meet some of the systems, you know, brings you in slowly. But because they're trying to do so much, they lose brevity, and they lose the impact of brevity. Sweet, we have Pokeballs. Pokeballs are used for catching the Pokemon you want to catch. And I'll be waiting for you in Accumula Town. Yes, you will, I know. Let me free, let me free, let me free. Yes, yes, we're all gonna go to Accumula Town, I know. Thought of something fun. Are we gonna have a classic catching contest? Yeah, we're gonna have a catching contest. I do actually like this bit. Because it incentivizes you to actually, like, try out catching for yourself. And it encourages you to build a big team really early on. Two steps, and we get a Pokemon. Okay. Alright, a Lillipup. Level 4, not bad. So Lillipup is actually a pretty okay normal type. He's not my favorite, but he's definitely not my least favorite. These games really kind of changed up the formula, so, you know, instead of having, like, some kind of rat creature, you have, like, a dog. And I think that that's pretty cool, you know? You don't get your regional bird for, like, a minute. Okay, good. I didn't miscalculate that. Can we catch it? Maybe. Yes. Okay. Do we want to give a nickname to this Lillipup? Yes. Because he might not be with us for long, but he is going to be with us. Let's name him Pepper. Oh yeah, that's cute. Okay. Remember how I said that we would never go back to town? I lied. Let's go heal it up at Mon's house. We don't have the running shoes yet, do we? Ugh. It's fine. It's fine. Pokemon should take a break too. I'm gonna fix something real quick because there's something on OBS that's bothering me. There we go. That should fix it. Okay. Yeah, I think that's right. Okay. So, and then I think we can also get a Purloin. Oh, Patrat. Patrat is the standard rodent, and I don't like Patrat. He reminds me of, like, a cop. Is that bad to say? Like, I don't know, something about the attitude, the constantly staring at you. The bright red alarm eyes that kind of remind you of, like, a siren or something. Unless it evolves into, like, a crossing guard. Yay, level 7. Water gun. Okay, so, again, I don't know how long we're going to keep Pepper on the team, but Pepper does need at least some training. Oh, we're gonna have the mirror match? Okay. I didn't mean to use Leer. I didn't mean that at all. we doing this? No, dang it. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. I think we're speed tied. Oh, okay, the second Leer made the difference. Alright. Sure. we take those. Alright, level 5. Nice. Learned Auto Sleuth. Not useful for us. Not right now. Not anytime soon. Everything okay up there, dear? Oh, okay. Cool. Sorry, my husband's teaching a class. So I don't want to interrupt him too much, and I don't want to talk too loud. So hopefully you can still hear me over the music. I tried to set it up before stream. It should sound okay. We'll see. Nice. Okay. Cool. I don't know when we get our first trainer battle. Oh, there's Sharon. Okay, I think I need to catch a third Pokemon. Or a second Pokemon? A second Pokemon. That's that finished up. Okay. Alright, so let's take a moment and check our Pokemon. What do we have, actually? Okay, so our Lillipup, Bold Nature likes to run, which means that its speed EVs are going to be high, but I don't know what ballpark. Cuts attack for defense, not ideal. Vital Spirit could be useful. Yeah, it's not an amazing Lillipup, but we have it. Okay, and then our Oshawott is a Lax Nature, Impetuous and Silly, which I think is a special stat? Maybe? And it is cutting... What is that? Spec Def for defense? Not... That's a weird one. It's not bad, it's just weird. And then, of course, Torrent. So... yeah, I would have... I don't think... Let me double check something, because I don't think Vital Spirit turns into Intimidate, but I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. Let me double check. Lillipup? Gen 5? Yeah, so its two options are Vital Spirit and Pickup. And then when it turns into Herdier, it becomes, yes, Cerebi, you can have my cookies, that's fine. People are always asking me for cookies. And I know, it's supposed to be like, no, 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 they're asking to give you cookies. You like cookies, don't you? I disagree. I think they're taking my cookies these days. Intimidate and Sand Rush. So this one might... I think Vital Spirit might turn into Intimidate. So again, not a great stat spread. Probably would have liked a better nature. But I mean, tankiness is not a crime. Sure. I think we all have just one, though. Yeah. Check your Pokedex to see how many you found and how many you've caught. Yes. Yes, yes, I know. Oh yeah, this X transceiver thing. In front of a Cumulus Pokemon Center. So rush over to the Pokemon Center. Cool, cool, cool. Alright. Welcome to Accumula. It's the Furret Walk music in this town. I love that. Okay. So once again, we're gonna see the Pokemon Center. This time they merged the Pokemon Center in with the market, which is nice. I think that they've done that for most all of the future games. It's a good way to condense. I don't remember if they did that in... I know that they didn't make it in the Gen 6 remakes for, like, Horas. I'm trying to remember if they did it for X and Y. They might have done. What am I giving a try? Oh, you want... Fine, fine. I promise I know how to heal my Pokemon. I mean, it's not that we don't need it.
Do you have any questions?
Okay. Show you how to use a lady. Oh my goodness. It makes you wonder how many kids in Gen 3 did not figure out the PC. Or Gen 4, because I don't think we had a PC tutorial in Gen 4, did we? I don't think so. Someone I'm sure you'll meet someday. Okay, let's move on. Yeah, I don't remember who maintains the PC network in these games. Like, Bill is famous. But I don't... Like, Bill is not the one who runs these. Okay. When you get to Striation City, go and meet an inventor named Fennel. She's a friend of mine from long ago, and I'm sure she'll help you on your way. Okay. Cool. Yeah, so we need to stock up on Pokeballs? Because we have 4. Yeah. 8 should be enough. I know about the Premier Ball trick. I'm aware. But, there are just not a lot of Pokemon that I want to catch between here and November Town. Is this where we're going next? Cumulatown, November Town, Striation City. Striation City might be where we're going next. Sounds like something's happening in the plaza. Let's go have a little look-see. Wait, this is when we get introduced to Team Plasma, isn't it? Chair and Jax, come here for a second. My name is Getsus. I'm here representing Team Plasma. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to talk to you about Pokemon Liberation. Huh? What? I'm sure most of you believe that we humans and Pokemon are partners that have come to live together because we want and need each other. However, is that really the truth? Have you ever considered that perhaps we humans only assume that this is the truth? Pokemon are subject to the selfish commands of trainers. They get pushed around when they are our partners at work. Can someone say with confidence that there is no truth in what I'm saying? Yikes, I don't know. No way. Oh, come on, guys. Gets this. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Pokemon are different from humans. They are living beings that contain unknown potential. They are living beings for whom we humans have much to learn. Tell me, what is our responsibility towards these wonderful beings called Pokemon? Could it be liberation? He's leading the crowd. That's right, we must liberate the Pokemon. Then and only then will humans and Pokemon truly be equals. Everyone, I end my words here today by imploring you to consider the relationship between people and Pokemon, and the correct way to proceed, since we sincerely appreciate your attention. Yeah, because marching rank and file like that is, like, a little concerning. Older man, about that speech, what do you think we should do? Liberate Pokemon? That's not even possible. Is that N? Yeah. Hi, N. Your Pokemon. Just now it was saying... Slow down, you talk too fast. He has a custom speed for his talking. My name is Sharon, and this is Jax. We were asked to complete the Pokedex, and we just left on our journey. My main goal is to become the Pokemon champion, though. A Pokedex, eh? So you're going to confine many Pokemon and Pokeballs for that, then? I'm a trainer too, but I can't help but wonder, are Pokemon really happy that way? Well, Jax, let me hear your Pokemon's voice again. He does have a pretty cool outfit, though. Especially for that time. Hello, Purloin. We are going to catch a Purloin, even though it's probably not going to stick around with the team because Purloin is bad in these games. Oh, it's so bad. Which sucks because it's such a cool Pokemon. We're just gonna have a full-on cat versus dog fight. That attack drop is not ideal, but I think we have a good head start. Oh. Early battles are just... There's no strategy yet, you're just pressing buttons. Okay, so Pepper is now level 7. We can swap back to Oshawott, I think. Oh, he's level 8 now. Nice. That was a ton of experience. And we got Bite. Nice. Okay. Well, I don't know how much of an impression I can have left on Lillipup at this point, but sure. Trainers and Pokemon help each other out. Listen, I'm going ahead. I want to battle the gym leader in the next town, Striation City, and to battle gym leader after gym leader. The best way to become stronger, blah 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 blah. Okay, cool. Alright. So we can go ahead and switch Pepper and Anawa. Boom 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 boom. Boom boom boom. Dun, 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 dun. Neat. Okay, so I mean, I could just sit here and listen to the soundtrack for hours on end, but we're not going to do that. We'll explore a little bit. Bum, 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 bum. I think there's something you can do with the music, but I don't remember. I don't want to change the music, so I'm not gonna bother. Okay. It was nice for a walk break. Cannot walk 5 steps. Jax, it's your mom. How are things? How are you and your Pokemon enjoying the journey so far? Oh, please tell me she's bringing the running shoes, please. Yes! Yes, we've unlocked speed!
Yes.
Ooh. Okay. Time to hydrate. Okay, we're back. Let's go. Oh, nice, we got a potion. Okay, so I think he might be our first battle. Let me see if we can pick up a Purloin. Maybe. Alright, and I think one more battle and we should be up to level 8. I'm trying to remember for the next gym. There you are. Hello, Purloin. I'm bringing you home because I love you and you're adorable. I know you're not staying on the team. It doesn't matter. I think one more water gun should be enough, and we don't crit. Oh, that was close. Alright. Please get in the ball. Yes! Okay. Do I want to nickname the Purloin? Yes. What are we naming her? Let's name her Priscilla. Let's see if I can even spell that. P-R-I... How do you spell Priscilla? P-R-I-S-C-I-L-L-A? Yes. Which just barely fits. Nice. Okay. And she has 1 HP, so we should probably go heal. And unfortunately, because this is Pokemon Black and White, specifically Pokemon White, I don't think that we get another new Pokemon until after Striation City. Like a while after. Like it takes a really long time of just fighting these 3 Pokemon over and over again. Again, another way that this game kind of breaks the mold over previous gens is that they wait so long to introduce you to the regional bird. Like, in Gen 3, I know Tailo is who we think of as, like, the regional bird. But, I mean, like, you could make an argument for Wingull and Pelipper because you actually encounter them first. I don't know. I don't know why Wingull doesn't feel like a regional bird. Maybe because it's water flying instead of normal flying? I'm not really sure. But... like, even counting that... this feels like a really long time to wait. I don't know. It's strange. Hello and welcome to the Pokemon Center. Will you restore your tired Pokemon to full health? Rest your Pokemon? Yes, I would. Off we go. Do 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 do. Okay. Ooh, this one's level 5. Do I want to fight? Not really, because we just... yeah. I think let's get our first trainer battle out of the way. Hi, Jimmy. Jimmy sent out a Patrat. Oh. Let's just go for tackle. Okay, we're good. Yeah, we're still good. Ding! Okay, now I'm trying to remember the level cap. Are you a trainer? No, you're just gonna show me how ledges work. Yeah, that's great, dude. Okay. I don't remember what the level cap is for this next gym. Like, my gut says it's, like, probably around 14, because that's what it usually is. And, I'm sorry, of the 3 Pokemon that we have, only Oshawott is gonna stick around. I'm just gonna be so real with you. Like, Pepper and Priscilla are cute, and Herdier is a pretty decent mon, but I don't know, Normal is such a difficult type to make work, especially if it's not compounded with something else. And plus, there's just a lot of Pokemon in this generation that I like. And like I said, Purloin is not good, and Herdier is nice, but like, he's not even my favorite dog Pokemon. So, I'm mostly investing in them to, like, keep them leveled for this next gym, but the moment that we have better opportunities, we're going to take those better opportunities.
Never.
What was that?
Jeez.
Okay, so we should ding 10 after this. And then we'll need to swap to Herdier for a little bit. Or Lillipup. Sorry, we don't have a Herdier yet. I feel like my water guns are squishier than my tackles, and I'm sure that there's like a stat reason for that. I just need to double check what it is. Like, water gun is physical in this generation, right? So this shouldn't be an issue. Ding! Physical attack 17, special attack 18. Okay. Yeah, let's double check. Because... yeah, tackle is physical. Okay, water gun is special. In theory, now that our special attack is higher than our physical, we should be doing more damage out of this. Oh, but the base power of tackle is 50 and water guns is 40. That contributes. Okay. So they might now be tying, is actually what's going on. Well, let's get Pepper out onto the field again. Because I don't want to turn too far around if I don't have to. Okay, and then this is the ledge that we saw near the musician house. So, potion, Pokeball. Nice. Speed! Oh, and we're out of the forest. Hi, Bianca. Are you gonna challenge me to another battle? Yeah, you are. Okay. We all picked Lillipup. I don't know that Bite is the right move here. I think Tackle is actually going to be stronger just because of Stab. I don't know, let's check that. And they're about the same. And then she's gonna swap to Tepig. And I know Onawa is pretty beat up right now, but we have Water Gun. And Water Gun's gonna probably clean this up really fast. Oh, so close. Yeah, that does nothing. The burn is not great, but we're gonna mop up. Not the potion. Come on. Okay, potion did not matter. We're good. Alright. Oh, but you're not going to heal my Pokemon this time. Okay. That's fine. Actually, I think it was it Sharon who heals you the first time? Whatever. I know we just played through that section. I don't remember right now. Sweet. Okay. Let's go get our dumb, stupid monkey. Gym leader's not here. He could be in the training school. If you want to challenge him, please go find him. Trainer school is not far from this gym. Pretty sure, yeah. It's just right here. Hi, Charon. He was here talking about Pokemon types until just a few moments ago. Maybe you walked right past him. By the way, will you have a battle with me? Yeah, sure. Right here, in the middle of the school. That's not... We're not gonna have a repeat or anything. You know, on public property. Okay, there's Snivy. I lead with Lillipup. I don't know that Leer's gonna make the difference, per se. 1 HP. And the Oran Berry comes in. Back to 1. So that tackle must be doing about 10 points of damage on Snivy then. Snivy fainted. Got to send in Purloin. Will I switch Pokemon? Yes, I will. You know what? Let's shift train a little bit. Let's get Priscilla in here. I don't think we're gonna bait out any attacks or anything. Yeah. And then we'll swap to Ottawa. Yeah, that tackle was a little pitiful. Okay, there's the Purloin down. I think that's everything. Or does he have an extra? Oh nice, Priscilla is up to level 5. Yeah. No attack. No spec def. Ah, that's brutal. So he must have done just like a catch and release or something. Either that or he managed to find a Purloin in that grass and I just didn't. One or the other. We get some Oran Berries. Do we want to give our Pokemon berries to hold? Like, I mean, it wouldn't hurt, right? I don't think you can just grow berries here, so... Let's give one to Pepper, and let's give one to Oniwa. And then if it turns out that I'm wrong and you actually can grow berries, we still have one left. Do. Okay. And then I think that there's some kind of like story beat we gotta hit. Yeah, because he's up front now. Yes, I'm the gym leader of this town. You are? Right, you want to challenge the gym. In that case, what was the first Pokemon you chose? Oshawott, I see. It's weak against grass-type Pokemon. I think you need to prepare to face that type. For example, try training your Pokemon in the Dream Yard. Please excuse me now. Okay, so I think the Dream Yard is up here. Another cat versus dog fight, sure. Bite is not going to be effective because it's already a dark type. Unless I've got that wrong. And like dark is weak to dark or something. I've been playing these games for 20 years. You would think I would know the type matchup chart by now, but I really don't. Okay. Do we want to get Priscilla any more levels? Not really, right? Let's keep Pepper in. And get a crit. Now, if memory serves, I think that we can get a Muna up here. Like it's not just part of the story, I think that we can actually get a Muna. Are we good? There we go. If we can actually get a Muna, then I'm gonna be adding that to the team for sure, because an early psychic type is always nice. You know, assuming it's not Abra. Let's just tackles. Yeah. The Oranberry comes in. Handy. We ding to 11. Okay, and Joey's gonna send in another Patrat, so let's try and get another level on Onawa. Yeah, let's go with Water Gun. It is nice to have special coverage this early, since most of the things you find in the wild are going to be, like, physically defensive and physically attacker. Especially this early in the game. So it is nice. But we definitely need to keep an eye on how Oniwa's stats develop. Yeah, we'll keep Oniwa in for this. Alright, so, I've been streaming for about an hour now. At some point in time I'm gonna have to get up and go make dinner, so I think we're going to get, our first gym badge, and then I will probably end up wrapping up stream, but we still have a little whiles to go. Now, if I can just remember how we do this. Because we don't have access to cut yet, but there's something in the dream yard we need to go do. Oh, we need to talk to her, that's it. Yeah, Ocelot does not do well against grass types. Do you want this Panseer? No, but I'll take it. Okay. Look, we're all thinking it. Welcome to the team, Custard. And I don't think we get a train here just yet. Okay, and then Custard's level 10, so we don't need to do too much training on it. So cuts... cut Spec Def for attack, I think? And then Gluttony encourages early use of a health berry, so don't give it berries, because it's just gonna waste them. Okay. I mean, like, if we have a berry that like, boosts a stat or something, that would be useful, but... we've only got RM berries now, and I don't want to waste them on this. Hello, I'm Clyde. I'm the guide for the Trainers Challenge Pokemon Gym. Appreciate you challenging the gym. Take this to commemorate. Get a fresh water. That's a nice heal. Okay. Oh, I see what it wants you to do. Neat. It's been a really long time since I've done this. Spotted me from across the room. I'm gonna send up a Lillipup. It's a little weird to me that in this gym of all gyms, they don't like lean into the fire, water, grass thing. You would think that they would, but they don't. Okay, let's clear all of the basic trainers in here. Nice. Let's learn the move Helping Hand. We don't double battle here, buddy. You're not learning that. Okay. So, let's switch Custard in. Just so that way I can get like a little bit of experience. We're gonna clear out all of the trainers in here. There might just be... no, there is a second one. That's what I thought. Okay. And then after that we'll go heal, and then after that we'll take on the gym. Yeah, see what I mean? All normal types. And this makes sense in Black and White too, when they replace this gym with a normal type gym, that all makes sense. But right now it feels weird. Let's use Incinerate just to see if it has an item. I don't think it does, but you never know. Nice. Get a crit. No item. He's gonna cut my defenses, but he's not gonna be on the board long enough for it to matter. Oh, he might be. Okay. Never mind. He gets one tackle. Neat. Oh, now it's gonna use Bide. You know, the most useful move in all of Pokemon, Bide. They recently went through and cut a whole bunch of moves for... I think in Gen 9, Gen 8, they cut the roster quite significantly. Yeah, we got enough health, we can keep battling. Anyway, I think Bide was one of the moves that was cut, and I have not heard anybody regret it. Like, I'm sure that there's probably one person who's like, no, my whole strategy was Bide. Maybe. One person. But, like... there does come a certain point after, what's it... I think then it was like, what, 25 years or something? 28 years? Somewhere in that ballpark, you just need to, like, cut down on some of the moves that the game's kind of grown out of. That's another defense drop. I don't like that. Custard is not tanky. So we're gonna get Oniwa in here to mop up. Nice, okay. The scratch goes off. That would have mattered, but not right now. Let's get a water gun. I will give Purloin this. It is fast. It can't use that speed, but it is really fast. Oh nice, it pulled out the bide. Okay. Nice. Alright. Okay. Let's swap our Pokemon real quick. Just because I think that was it. I think we're gonna go through this last barrier. Like, this is the last, like, test barrier, but I don't know if there's somebody behind the curtain besides the gym leader. No, there is not. We just end up in this area. Okay, cool. Alright, so... let's go heal. And then after that, we will take on the gym leader. And then after that, I'm gonna wrap up for the night. So I can go make dinner. Assuming that this doesn't take me 2 or 3 tries. It might, because I have a sneaking suspicion that we're under-leveled, but I don't know how much, and I'm not Googling it. Storage your Pokemon to full health, blah 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 blah. Yep, see you in like 20 minutes. Okay. In we go. Okay, now let's be a little strategic about this. We're gonna lead Pepper. And then, depending on what we end up with first, we'll pivot. Okay, so we've got Chili, Cress, and Silent, who's the grass type. And I think Silent is the one we're gonna fight. So for why there's the 3 of us, are all here as well, or... oh, enough. I can't decide, like, Silas does not come off to me as being shy, so I don't know if he... I don't know what that was about. Okay, maybe he is just a little shy. Oh. Okay. It's gonna give us time to prep. That's cool. Alright, so I guess Custard can lead. If we want him to. Come on, dude. Leader Silent sent out Lillipup. So he does lead normal. Okay, let's go for the Incinerate first. Nice crit. No item. Alright, and let's pivot into... let's pivot into Oniwa, because he kind of needs the experience. Oof. That hurt, but we've got the berry. This is a useful case for the berry. The other one was kind of pointless. I mean, not like completely, but a little bit useless. Oh no! I didn't know Pickup could do that. That's a cool interaction. Okay. More water gun. I don't like that workup. I do not. I mean, it's in theory better than a tackle because it's not doing anything to defense. Hopefully we can catch up a little bit before he goes in for another bite. Not ideal, but we get him to waste the potion. Ooh, barely survived that. Okay. And we're not faster, so... I mean, the experience pool is going to be really thin after this. But let's get Pepper in. Yeah, oof, that bite hurts. Honeywa is now level 12. It's what we want to see. And then he's gonna send in Pansage. Pepper and Custard are both doing pretty good. So I'm a little worried. But I could be more worried, is what I'm saying. So. Get the Incinerate. In this case, because it's also the stab move. And now we just... I mean, like, we could use Lick to try and farm for paralyzes, but I think it's just gonna be too unreliable. I'd rather just go for it. Okay, not a potion, so I think we baited out. I think he's only got the one potion. It'd be really early for him to have two. But sometimes they do that. Okay, and that should be our first gym badge. Unless he's got something waiting in the wings I don't know about. Yep, there we go. That's that. Sweet. First gym badge, nice. Pokemon, including traded Pokemon up to level 20, will obey you without question. We also get the TM for Workup. On the right Pokemon, that could matter. But we're not going to use it on anybody right now. Oh, and we can use as many TMs as we want in this game. Nice, okay. Alright, so with that, we have our first gym badge. I'm gonna go heal up, after this conversation, apparently. Hi, Fennel. Professor Juniper asked me to give you something. Let me show you something. Okay, apparently we're being taken for a ride. Fine, whatever. Getting to meet all the Pokemon in the Unova region, am I right? Go up the stairs. This isn't weird at all. Sure, alright. What do you have hooked up to your bed? She's researching trainers. Okay, okay. There's an HM. Oh, nice. We have cut. Okay, so that means next time around we can go into the Dream Yard. Either Lillipup or Purloin will end up probably being the one with that HM. We'll see. It might end up being Lillipup. I need to double check some things. Okay, and then this is where we go get the Dream Mist from Muna. And then I guess this is the Dream Sync, which is a defunct feature, so we don't need to worry about this too much. Cool. Okay. So that'll be what we do next episode. So my plan is to stream Mondays and Wednesdays. Schedule allowing. We will see. Wednesdays I can go a lot later into the night. Right now it's 7, and like I said, I gotta wrap up. So we're gonna heal, and then we will be back at this this upcoming Wednesday, so in 2 days from now. If you're catching this on the VOD, thank you very much for joining me. Yeah, and hopefully the next episode should be live for you too sometime soon. We'll see. We will see. Yeah, and then try and get Muna, try and get some new team members, because my goodness, we need them. And then my goal for Wednesday is for us to get the second gym badge. So let's go ahead and save. Perfect. All right. Okay, cool. So while that works, yeah. Thank you for joining me. Whoever's out there, thank you for joining me. We'll see how far the series goes. I'm hoping to actually beat the game this time. So, yeah. That'll be pretty good, hopefully. Anyway. Have a good night. Y'all be safe. Okay. Alright, bye.